I was thinking about comparison and comparing oneself with someone who you admire. So I'm gonna try to speak from my point of view because it came third party. So let me make an example based on me. But it's not something that I would do. Okay, so let's say I see somebody that I'm really shit, I can't do that one actually. Okay, let's say Katie sees someone that she really admires. Bob has charm. He dresses really nice. He smells good. He seems happy with what he does for a living. He's newly in love. Um, just all these good qualities. And she's known him in a work setting for uh, maybe 9 months. And she thinks at first she was attracted to him. And then she started being very kind of annoyed by him. And they would have a little kind of flirtation, she thought, but then noticed that he was just kind of friendly, naturally friendly to everyone in a genuine way, an authentic way. And so that made her feel some kind of way. And she started looking at him from a lens of criticism of like, oh, well, he thinks he's so much better, or he can't be that perfect. That's the one. He can't be that perfect. There's something wrong with him. And just sort of having that energy on him. And then from my perspective, that energy is unfair. And the person, like if I was, did I call him Bob? Shit, man. Because I was thinking Katie and Bob. I'm sorry if I messed up the names. But if I was him, because I feel like I've been on that side where I'm very sensitive and I can feel the negative emotions. I can feel the switch. Energy doesn't lie. And then it becomes like I'm holding on to the beginning of the goodness of when we were vibing really, really cool, where it was fresh and it was like, oh, wow, but then it becomes this almost attack. And then as I've grown up and matured and learned spiritually and emotionally, my own self, my own development, my own observations, experiences, things people have told me, but mainly that and things that I witnessed. Now I know that Katie would be really self-criticizing, and that comparison, whether subconscious or unconscious or conscious, it was like making her feel not as good about herself and making her look at herself, but she was looking at herself in a critical lens, so it also projected onto him in a critical lens. But it didn't faze Bob. So that's kind of what also made her think like, oh, he's really good. Like, oh, I didn't think people, like were like that. And so it basically it changes the game. So when I was Bob, in that kind of scenario or scenarios, because there were many, I just had a lot of protection that I didn't know. I had like my ancestors looking out, my angels, my spirit guides. And so sometimes it looked like it didn't affect me because it didn't. I had no idea what was going on. The comparison thing, I was not competing. I was just living my life and wanting to be myself and share myself and learn and grow just learn and grow and share and teach. But mainly just be who I was in every situation. I just wanted to be myself. So that's why it was hard at the beginning of this to talk about comparison, because I always looked at people and thought, I don't know what's going on inside of them, because I knew that this is very young, as a very young person, under 5. I always knew that there was so much going on in me that I couldn't express. And I was in a lot of pain as a young person. So I didn't look at people and think that they weren't. And that's my own projection. So I didn't want to be anybody else. I just wanted to be myself, but I wanted to be at peace. And I wanted to be happy. And I wanted the people in my environment to be happy, because otherwise, how could I really be happy? And so that's what I grew up with, and that's what I heal within myself, and hopefully within others, just to have that understanding that some of these thoughts that I've had, I mean, these thoughts have been had by many people. These feelings have been felt by many people. It's coming from the order of my incarnation and my experience and my beliefs. And there's that, so I didn't want to say but, so, and there's that common thread that, yeah, some of these things have been similar. So to go back to the comparison thing, Katie, instead of being critical, because it's self-criticism of my Virgo moon, right, that I've gotten through, and that I use in a different way, and that goes to the point that I'm trying to make about Katie. That self-criticism is, and the comparison is a starting point, because that's where the Katie is. Katie has to start where Katie is. And so then, as an alternative, Katie can be like, okay, because this is what I've told people: the qualities that you see in me that you like, or the qualities that you see in anybody else that you admire, are qualities that you possess. You wouldn't be able to see them otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And so Katie within, I would advise Katie to like look within. These sort of the cliches. Everything is within. We've heard it, and that's sometimes very annoying. When just the other day I was like, someone's like, all your answers are from within. Everything is. I was just like, okay, fine. But like I'm in a relationship with my environment, so I do know. I can concede that everything comes from within because of my internal perspective and how I interpret my environment and people around me, and how I interpret myself and what I've wanted to develop in myself and what I have developed. So Katie, who is like the alternative would be to be like, I want to be more authentic. And the first step is admitting that you want to be more authentic, because it's like, it's not that Katie isn't, because whoever Katie is, but wants that happiness and that joy, or that and that attractiveness, and to feel that way on the inside. So I guess what I'm saying is that Katie would have to, in my opinion, what I did is, it's hard because I'm not like that. I just focus on the love, and I would say Katie, like in that sense, anything that, all those changes of emotions of knowing Bob over the 6 months and having all those feelings, it's like the comparison can be utilized as useful and good. I was gonna say good. Useful is good to me. It could be changed into, or converted into, oh, how can I be happier? How am I conducting my relationships? How am I conducting my relationship with myself? Is there any way that I can find a way to dress better? Can I try a new perfume? Can I accept that my natural skin is great? Can I appreciate the clothes that I have? Be grateful for what I have, because for me on my spiritual path, gratitude that's just the way that I decided to go, as a teenager, about 18 or 19, and I decided that to be thankful. And I think it's from a book called Simple Abundance that me and my ex-wife used to read as teenagers. you were married at 18. Um, but yeah, it's about being grateful, and at least 5 things a day. And if I always say, like, if you can't do 5 things, you can do 3. And if you can't do 3, you can do 1. And 1 is that you woke up. I woke up. So today has been a hard morning. There's somebody been having mental health issues, and he's been on a rant. And it was for the first hour and a half or so of the day, from about 6 to 8 or 9. Like, it's difficult. Like, somebody's going to file a grievance. One guy who was one of our rocks in the dorm is exhausted and was almost in tears. Like, because we need a place. I'm at a shelter. We need a place, our bunk, to come in from all the outside things, all the inside pressures, and to be able to rest our heads and lay down. And apparently he's been up since 3, and he was in the bathroom, and then before that he was outside in the smoke area. So it's just an episode. But people were trying to settle him down, and then it got escalated between them, and it was just very hard. And so in the midst of it, I'm still doing my bed yoga, my meditation, my just taking care of myself, my morning routine, so I can go out and be, for me, the best version of myself during the day. And no matter what I've encountered in the outside world, I've done what I can to cleanse myself spiritually, to prepare myself, to love myself. That's shower, that's massage, moisturizing my skin, brushing my teeth and all that good stuff, right? Making my bed area nice, deciding, what I need for the day. So I still doing that. And he's the bunkie, right? He's like right next to me, below me. So my bunkie is right below me. And so it came out later that he held him hostage, and that one of the guys who was exhausted was just saying, like, he's tired of people bullying and taking up time and energy that way, and it's hard. It gets to, and so of course I did what I needed to do, because that's a gift from God. Peace in the midst of chaos. That's what I asked for. I think all in my 20s, my 30s. So I have that. A lot of things can be going on around me, and I'm gonna still do my breathing. I'm still going to be still. I can do that. Right? And I didn't want anything to take me out of that. And I can see how it could be annoying to people, or people have but I grew up in chaos. I grew up in malevolence. That's what came to mind. And so I deserve this peace. I worked for this peace, and it's a gift, and so is my joy, and so is my happiness. And I'm realistic. I'm in an environment that is difficult. And at the same time, I'm myself wherever I go. So I didn't want to be inside, but I'm tired. I didn't want to be outside, because I just don't. And if I don't want to be inside, I don't want to be outside. I kind of want to be in the sky flying, but I can't do that. And so it's like I don't want to be anywhere. And then that thought is hard, because then it's like I feel like I'm not being as grateful for my life as I am. And so then I have to think about compassion and self-compassion. This is just where I'm at. It was a tough morning. And hopefully I kind of got what I needed to get across about the self-comparison, because we are individuals. I believe in rising together, and rising together, uplifting one another. And this person who obviously is ill, but has been talked to and spoken to, when he, there's other people around. He affected everybody's morning, everybody, our heads down, emotional. And I know he's processing. I don't know what to say about it. So I'm out, I'm talking, I'm gonna post this, I'm pretty sure. I'm giving it to the ethers, the World Wide Web, the zeitgeist, because we're not the only one experiencing this helplessness. And I don't want to say we, being in a position where we can't get away from things that don't feel nourishing, when that's all we want is peace, and to I won't say we, but to have goodness, and for people to get the help that they need for their health, because health is the greatest wealth. And if one is exhausted, or if one's feeling down because of another it feels like being taken hostage and being bullied, and not being able to get away, and not being able to respond, not even being able, not matching that, because there's no point in it. So it just feels, it's like, where do these feelings go? Where, and so I'm here, grateful, I'm laying down. I have my phone that I'm grateful for, that my friend got me, right? I have clothes that I got from a closet at a community center. These pants are a gift from a friend. Got the sky, got the water, the river. That's from God. That's from our planet and Mother Nature and Gaia, and so there's goodness. And so I want to leave it with that. Yeah, I guess I've just been thinking about self-comparison and self-criticism, and that shifting more to self-compassion, which for me means acknowledging where I'm at right now and how I'm feeling, and that I'm teary and I'm angry, and I am grateful, because I'm always grateful, and I am being patient, because I don't know my next steps. I just know that I have a lot of goodness to share, a lot of creativity, abundance, infinite creativity. So that's the exciting part. I just feel like I need to rest, and I'm lonely.